So to quickly give you my story, I've always been one to bounce around business models. I think that's a very, very common thing amongst like beginner entrepreneurs, if you will. To bounce around, let's say dropshipping to SMMA to making a YouTube channel to selling some physical product online to selling some physical product like in real life. And I think there's really a benefit and a loss to doing that. The benefit is that you learn an awful lot about website design because let's say you've done dropshipping, you make multiple websites that are designed for sales. That's a pretty good skill. SMMA, you learn sales, but I didn't get to learn that part because I pussied out. I was too scared of getting onto the sales school, so I never actually did any outreach. And even when I was 12, I wanted to grind, but obviously I wasn't like as awakened as I am now. Back then, I sort of just kind of wanted to make a little bit of money to help my mum. I didn't really care that much. I still loved playing video games. So I think the first channel I ever made was magic tricks. And then I made the gaming channel, which you guys can probably still find, but I won't let you find it just yet. And so my point is, from telling you all of that, is I've narrowed it down so fucking violently. And so my point is from that is to tell you that I've narrowed everything down so fucking violently. Every like energy line, if you will. Just a 20-second explanation, just bear with me. There's a circle of energy. There's a circle of energy. Here is your work. Here is your family. Here is fitness and health. That is mine right now. However, most people have, I'm going to go surfing, going to learn how to surf, going to go learn how to play piano, going to have to go to the gym, going to go martial arts, and then I'm going to go do some dropshipping, and then I'm going to have my self-improvement channel, and then I'm going to spend time with my friends, and then I'm going to spend time with my family. Point is, me narrowing it down to 3 things is like hyper essential things. That allows me to dedicate so much more energy and put so much more progress instead of diverting it to so many little arrows instead of 3 big arrows. I hope that makes sense. So now on to the synthesizer model. The synthesizer model, I really, really like this. This is one of my 2 work related energy like arrows left. So I really like my self-improvement channel, or you could say synthesizing, because the job is literally just to read books, relax a little bit, and record. That is the whole job. And you don't even have to post that much. You have to post once a week for, I think, 1 year. I think that's the statistic that Hamza gives you. And just to further add to that point, synthesizing is honestly like, it's so OP. If you get what I mean. It's because you have so much spare time that is actually your work that you dedicate to reading. You dedicate to learning. You can watch hour-long podcasts, take notes, highlight on your book, actually like recall everything you learned from the book. That is essentially your work for the day. And then you just have to record everything that you've learned. Compare this to some manual labor job of like building, laying bricks, or fucking like going in a Chinese kitchen and fucking like scraping the wok, and then you come back, your hands all fucking burnt, your wife's fucking worried about you. Story of my uncle. And another thing is that you can have multiple sources of income from this synthesizer model, and there is no startup capital. Use your phone. A lot of the self-limiting doubts I used to have when I was beginning my self-improvement channel is, oh shit, I have anime posters, I have my punching bag back there. Oh, how do I get rid of that? Oh, I have my bed and it's got a goofy pillow. But I mean, I've hidden that. So I used to think that I needed like some green screen paper, like some green screen. I used to think I needed some like green screen like wallpaper behind me just to hide all of that. But you know what? After 5 fucking videos, only 5, I've stopped giving a shit. But now the multiple sources of income that I've noticed is, one, you get the AdSense, which I'm kind of failing to get right now because I've just deleted my Tate edit and my subscriber count has fucking just instantly stopped. It's like fucking plugging it, and it's actually went down by a few subscribers. So the other source of income aside from the ad revenue is probably you can do one of two things, I'd say. At least for me, I think I'd want to explore the private community or start selling courses. Now, I want to put into your mind, in case you label me a salesman, I do not have courses yet, okay? I do not have anything to sell you. But this is a belief Hamza was struggling with. And so he's like told his private community members, you shouldn't really fear selling an item. If you truly believe it helps your fan base, more than what they're paying. So like, let's say they're paying £99 and they're getting all the value, and then they actually tell you that they're getting more value than they paid and they would pay more, then do you not think that is a fair exchange? You benefit from the money, they benefit from the knowledge and education. So there's really nothing wrong with selling. Now, with all of that covered, I want to go into my specific plan on how to synthesize and how to become the best synthesizer. This is my plan that I've carefully written out, and I hope you can find value from it. If you do, feel free to copy any of these things, as I will be literally using them. And to prove that they work, I think you'll just have to wait a month and then see if my channel blows up. Rule number 1. This is literally just the explanation of the synthesizer model. There's nothing complicated here. It's 1, learn. So learning from books, podcasts, etc. Curate the best things from the things you learned. Number 3 is teach. Simply teach it from recording. Have one improvement from every video. Specifically in teach, I want to tell you that I got too caught up in teaching. I got too caught up in recording that I actually stopped learning. That's one of the first things that happened to me when I tried this model, this self-improvement channel, is that teaching is actually just recording, scripting, editing, and then going back to learn, curate, teach, and then so on. Rule number 3 that I have to drill into my mind, enforce it in there hard, is give out the secrets and sell the implementations. You've probably heard that from Alex Hormozy if you've watched him, or some other tiny guru, or even Hamza. This is the fundamental thing of how to get customers. I'll once again give you a 20-second explanation. Giving out your secrets. So don't sell the course. Take the course, put it onto your YouTube channel. People watch, they're like, wow, value. And then you sell the implementation, which is basically you coaching them. Be like, I will watch you do this. I will give you accountability. And then they buy the accountability, and then you profit. Rule number 4, I actually added this yesterday, and you've probably seen this in my garden video that I just posted a few hours ago. Never talk about your video ideas. It will drain you so much, because you essentially are just elaborating your ideas. You're using all of that energy that you stored up, that you want to talk about this idea, to your camera or your phone, but instead you're directing that to a friend or a friend group. If I talk about my video ideas, it drains me so much, because if you think about it, it's like you want to record to your camera, right? You have this energy of speaking out your thoughts that you have hidden away, that you think are $1 billion idea thoughts, to the camera. But instead, you go and talk to that friend group, you go and talk to that friend about your video ideas or just what you think in general. Bro, that's like transferring your energy to him, and then now you don't have it in the video. Do you get what I mean? Of course, it may not just be talking to your friend about your video ideas that drains you. It could be just simply going to school for 6 hours. It could be simply just focusing on a test at school that literally takes all of your brain points out for an hour and a half of just like focusing on a literal useless math paper. And then after the exam and everything that's like bullshit that happens at school, I now speak like a dumbass. Number 5 is actually an actionable step. An actionable step of where this is what I've done. This is basically called avatar journaling. Hamza's done this, I've done this. So basically at the top, you need to write who, and then you write where, and then what bait, and then what result. I'll explain who. Who is your literal like dream viewer or dream customer that you want. Write about his like age, whatever he does, what he looks like, what his desires are, what offers you can create to attract him and repel others that you don't want on your channel. And so to give you an example of mine and Hamza's, almost everyone's who is literally just their younger self. So you can do that. Where is where they reside. So most of that is on YouTube, but you can do TikTok if you want. And then what bait is hook, story, and offer. Hook is specifically the thumbnail, the ad, the title. Story is a story to build value and trust between you and your dream viewer. Once you finally see that your customer is like really, really like full of value, basically, that you provided them, after telling them the story over and over again, you see that they are full of value now that you've provided them, and now you hit them with the offer, and then like 3 in 10 buy. Now the 6th step is also another actionable one. It's hard to explain, but if you say my or me, no one really cares. No one really cares that you're saying that, and because it's literally your experience and your stories and what you're doing. But if you imply that how you, that implies that they have to do it and that you're in a sort of a superior authority position, if you get what I mean. Number 7 is also another actionable step. It's you have to, whenever you're recording a video, you have to story first and then slowly link it to the point of the video. So if you have an amazing thing you've discovered and you want to teach it to everyone, it's a hidden thing that no one's ever found out, story first on how you got to that point and then teach the point. That is literally how to hook people into your videos without hyper stimulating them with edits. So yeah, you see, back to the point of you and I, the words you and I still keep on catching myself speaking you. It's honestly such a habit I need to drill out of my system if I want to like succeed on YouTube. But anyways, step 8. This is more of a actionable tip. Like so actionable that you can literally do right now. This is messing with your competition ego. This is optimizing your competition ego. Do you ever see some guy at the gym that, let's say, he's a little bit more skinny than you, but he's curling more on the fucking bicep dumbbells? So you get pissed off. He's like, what? You're like, what the fuck? How is he doing that? And then you get furious and then you step it up to 14 instead of him doing his 12 to show him who's boss. And so that is your competition ego. And so how do you specifically apply this to YouTube? I have subscribed to a lot of 15-year-old self-improvement people. To find all of these people, it's very, very simple. Type up on YouTube 15-year-old self-improvement YouTuber, or simply just type in self-improvement and then find the low subscriber, but like they're a little bit higher quality. So not the people who literally have their camera like down here, fucking speaking 1 word per fucking minute, Not those people. Find the higher quality ones, maybe with a little bit of editing, maybe a little bit of good background, maybe a lot of value given. Find those people, subscribe to them. There is your competition. And just before we move to the next step, did you notice that I said you on the last step? This is how easy it is to slip up on the I and you. But if you can fully convert yourself to saying I, me, myself, that will be extremely powerful. It will take some time to mentally rewire your brain like I'm doing now. But it is worth it. The last and final tip is more of a mindset, really. It's put one foot in front of the other blindly. You have to... See, I just call myself saying you again. I have to keep this in my mind. I have to ingrain this in my mind once more, that I am putting a foot in front blindly. This is literally how everyone progresses. Iman Gaji, Hamza, they didn't really know what they were doing at the time. They just had to put one foot forwards blindly, see what happens, adjust, and then go to the right direction. That's what me, Hamza, Iman Gaji all did. Now I want to quickly note that after I implement all of these tips and actionable steps and mindsets, it is a matter of time and endurance. I think if I have all of these core and rudimentary principles that I've just mentioned, I think over a couple of months I will start attracting my true audience, and then you'll see that this video has actually worked, and then you truly realize the value of everything I've said. Alright, I think that's the video done there. I want to quickly mention that I will link Hamza's exact framework for his success and what he's doing down below. It is a Notion template, and so if you can quickly look at that, that would be great. Nothing to sell you once again, just providing value. Alright, in a bit, bro.